Good morning, everybody. I found something this morning that I thought was super interesting. I want to share with everybody. I'm going to send it to the sheriff and to the Texas Rangers. I think it's probably important evidence in the multiple murders believed to be committed here and the homes being rigged and all the other crimes. I did a Facebook post this morning right here. And it's a real short meme that says it should be against the law to break into private homes and kill one homeowner after another, And of course that's facetious, right? I mean, yeah, of course it should be illegal, right? But that's a lot based on the belief that the people that tried to murder me murdered the guy that lived here before me, Mike Lawhon. Just this week, I was tagged in this Facebook post by Art Welch, and it says he wrote, "Cops were recorded hiding evidence and laughing about this man being shot. I was dating this guy's ex-wife when I overheard her talking, and from the things I heard, she had tried to have him killed for insurance money. And to hear how many police were involved, one her longtime personal friend, and that was Rosa Rodriguez, was the longtime personal friend of the ex-wife." I won't let Buddy Wayne Webb be laughed at. Her final words to me was, "I'll have you shot too." Okay, and remember that Rodriguez and several other police were caught, busted without any doubt, lying on police reports, tampering with evidence, and then even the police report showed that 5 police officers, Davis, Dickey, Chatwell, Angel, and Hale, were at or in my home, and they wasn't seen arriving, and that's what told us they come from my home, from the now removed trap door from where I had been shot from, and they were under my house. So it's actually believed maybe it was cops that shot me, which would make them the top suspects for who's suspected of murdering the last homeowner. Well, anyway, so because of this Facebook post, then I'm thinking about Mike Lawhon, right? And there was so much evidence on the previous homeowner, Mike Lawhon. And so I just happened to go out there to Google, and I've done this, through the years, for 10 years or whatever. And I noticed something that just within the last 2 months, and I'm guessing this week, I don't know, but just within the last 2 months, I can document it, that the Odessa American, the newspaper in Odessa, deleted a death notice for Mike Lawhon from 2008. Now, doesn't that seem kind of odd that they're deleting a previously posted death notice that was posted 12 years ago? That reeks of cover-up right there, especially when it's suspected that he was murdered in this home. And so let me go. Here's a short Facebook post that I wrote, and then I have the evidence backing it up. And then I'll tell you what, different than that, I copied and pasted each one of these paragraphs, and I put them in the comments with evidence pictures. And so I'll just read the top line. It says, "This Facebook post was from April 7th, 2020, and I was showing that there are 2 death notices posted for the previous owner of my home, Mike Lawhon, who died on October 12th, 2008. That was the week before the Permian Basin oil show started on the 20th. And remember, then I was the next unsuspecting homeowner transferring in from out of town. My first night to sleep here was October 31st. And so here back in April, I posted this, and I created this right here, and I took a screenshot of Google, and I wrote this. I said, and I'm telling everybody, in the public on my Facebook, Google William Michael Don Lawhon. I wanted everybody to see it with their own eyes. He's the previous owner of my home that died the week before the 2008 oil show started, and you'll see 2 death notices. The first one was published on October 14th, and it says he died in Fort Worth. The second one was published 4 days later on October 18th, and it says he died at his residence. Okay, so they posted 2 death notices. The second one was revised, and they changed the location of death. This confirmed what the neighbor, Marilyn Dlugi, told me. She told me twice that Mike died at my home, and she also said that somebody else died here before him. A local businessman named Aaron Pachlhofer asked me if I knew the names of the 4 people had been murdered, died in my home, okay? And I have a print screen of that too. So basically, I just took a print screen of it when I Googled it to show everybody. Here's one death notice that the Odessa American posted, okay, on October 12th, saying he died at his residence. And then here or they posted on the 18th, on the 14th, 4 days before that, they said he died in Fort Worth. So they changed the location of death, which is important, and because it confirmed what the neighbor said, that Mike did die in my home. And she said somebody else died here before him. Okay, so that's what I'm showing. And what this video is about is I did the same thing today, and now that first one is gone, saying he died in Fort Worth. That is no longer there. They went back, somebody at the Odessa American deleted this Facebook post from 12 years ago, and that just happened, And the question's asked, would that be considered tampering with evidence in a capital attempted murder or a capital murder? If we find out Mike was murdered, then, are they tampering with evidence in a capital murder? And because that you got to admit that's odd right there, is that Facebook post has been deleted. And so, here, I can show you real quick. I was hoping it was there, but it's not. Okay, and so let me one finger typing while I'm making a video, and I should have had this ready, but I didn't. And so, okay, there we go. Okay, here's obituary. There's obituary. Them are from Legacy, so that's not it. Okay, here's the Odessa American saying he died at his residence. That's gone. The other one that said he died, and it's been there for 12 years. I don't know how many times I've put it in videos. I've posted screenshots of it. I mean, it was deleted within the last 2 months. Absolute proof. Okay, so I'm going to go here. This Facebook post was from April 7, 2020, and I was showing that there were two death notices posted for the previous homeowner. And that was the week before the Permian Basin oil show started. So I went and looked up the schedule of the Permian Basin oil show, and I showed it started on October 20th, 2008. Well, Mike Lawhon died on October 12th. So I think that's very conspicuous or convenient. It is that it's believed that the $1 million underground facility in the backyard was used for prostitution parties, and where a girl was murdered at the 2010 oil show party. Okay, and so just the fact that Mike happens to die in two different locations the week before the Permian Basin International Oil Show starts, and these big old parties are famous, put on by wealthy oil men, prostitution, drugs, etc. Okay, so here's my next one. That confirmed what former neighbor Marilyn Dlugi told me. She said that Mike Lawhon died in my house twice, and she also said somebody else died here before him. I've wondered if that was the still missing man, Rene Escobar Sanchez. He was reported missing 3 months before Mike died, and I have a video on that. He's reported missing from Odessa, never been found. So he's reported missing July 12th, 2008, and remember, then Mike mysteriously dies in two different locations on October 12th, and then I move in. Then the oil show happens, and then I move in. Okay. And so, and then more confirmation came from Aaron Pachlhofer, asked me if I knew the names of the 4 people who died in my house. I mean, it's truly a killing machine, And here's Aaron Pachlhofer right here, and he's a local businessman, owns a brewery. I won't involve myself. I'm well aware of the many corruption accusations against the Midland Police Department. I'm not so sure it's a secret police scenario as much as it's pure criminal activity by the police. But if I can ask, there are 4 people who murdered, died in your house, what are their names? Well, I didn't know their names, but obviously he did, or he wouldn't know how many it was. He didn't say, what are the 8 people's names? What are the 12 people's names? He said it was 4, And so obviously I was supposed to be the 5th. On October 28, 2008, Perkins Brazier, the home inspector, and myself found a hole in the back door where the doorknob was at on October 1st. I have a picture proving this. That means somebody brute force entered this home during the month that Mike died. And I'm guessing that they kicked in that back door and then chased him down, held him down, and injected him, and then took him to his mom's house in Fort Worth. That was the back door. That's my realtor, Janine Pruitt, standing there. I was looking at this home with my realtor on October 1st. Mike was still alive for the next 12 days. And basically what I'm showing is the door's fine. You can see it. I happened to get a timestamp picture of the door. But here with on the home inspection report, the inspection report from Perkins Brazier, there's a hole in the door, okay? And so it proved that somebody had brute force entered this home during the month of October, the month that Mike Lawhon died. So that was additional evidence. And there's other evidence, and this movie's not, covering all that. And multiple people are documented saying that underground homes and tunnels are here, which includes a recent candidate for sheriff. It's believed there is a 3-bedroom home costing over $1 million in my backyard. That's incredible in itself. Joe Lozano's recently running for sheriff. And I secretly recorded him, and he was telling me that our last sheriff, Gary Painter, used to hang out in these underground facilities here, that are believed to be hosting the old show parties. And one in my backyard. This right here, is another Facebook post of mine, and I'm telling everybody, you do this yourself. Go to your computer, go to maps.google.com, put in my address, 3802 Fair Circle, and then just look in my backyard. On the map screen, you see this large facility. You switch over to the satellite view right there, it's not there. You switch over to the map, it's there. So there's a large building in my backyard that can't be seen above ground. And I recorded a woman telling me there's 4 3-bedroom underground homes, 25 foot deep, costing $1 million a piece. And and then we have the candidate for sheriff confirming it, and other people confirming it. This is where it's believed the old show parties were at, and where that young girl was murdered in 2010. So you can see how suspicious it is that Mike Lawhon dies the week before the 2008 old show starts. And then there's 2 death notices, and then just within the last 2 months, Odessa American deletes a 12-year-old Facebook post or internet post. That's very, very suspicious. Law enforcement needs to go to the Odessa American, find out who did that, and find out why, and find out what they know about these capital murders. It's believed these underground homes were used for the old show prostitution parties, and a place where a young girl was murdered at during an old show party in 2010. My friend was there and told me about it. She was a witness. The remains of a 14 to 21-year-old girl were found outside in Midland in 2013. There's a Crime Stoppers on it right now. The remains of a 14 to 21-year-old girl were found in 2013, and my friend told me about a young girl murdered at an old show party in 2010 within 5 minutes of my house. I believe it was in the underground homes in the backyard right here of my home. Okay. And then lastly, maybe the person at the Odessa American who deleted that death notice from 12 years ago knows something about these crimes. I'm sending this proof to the sheriff and the Texas Rangers, and we all pray that the sheriff and the Texas Rangers are not covering up multiple murders. It is time to to stop this massive public corruption and the killing of one homeowner after another and rigging private homes all over the place. There's homeowners all over Midland, Odessa, documenting reporting people in the attic. I reported somebody in the attic a year before I'm shot, burglar alarms going off in my attic, shot by surprise by somebody under my home. Okay, here's print screens of these death notices. This is the one the Odessa American just deleted. You can check it yourself right there. See, it says he died in Fort Worth. And then 4 days later, they posted a second death notice, changed the location of death, say he died at his residence. That wasn't an accident. That doesn't accidentally happen. Somebody did that on purpose. And why would they do that? Why would they go to the work to do that? And I believe the answer is because Mike did die at his residence, and there was witnesses such as the neighbor, Marilyn Dlugi. Anyway, this Buddy Way of Midland, Texas.